We're not making excuses. We're coming for everything we want. We're doing this. This is my year and this is your year. Like, let's go. So just a quick recap. In 2022, around my birthday, as I always do, I decided that I wanted to journal. I wanted to do kind of like a self check-in just to see where I was. Going through that list, just recapping the year, I was just like, I am not happy. Like, I'm physically drained. I've gotten sick multiple times this year, headaches, just anxious energy. It was just not a good place to be in, you understand? And it was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do the extreme, and I don't know if this will work for you, but I decided to turn myself into a self-improvement project. So that entailed creating an avatar, and the avatar, I call her like my highest self. So the Amina that's living in her dream life, the Amina that's her dream self, right? And now, let me just disclaimer and say this in general. I don't believe we ever get to a point where we stop growing, stop learning, stop improving. I think it's a continuous thing. So it was kind of like, okay, I'm creating this avatar. What does she look like? How does she dress? What are her mannerisms? What habits does she have? How does she interact with people? Is she living in her purpose? What is her purpose? What does she do for fun, creatively? The kind of car she drives, the kind of partner she has, everything, okay? Down to the details. And trust me, your journal will fill up real quick. In addition to just journaling in general, doing this exercise and creating this list, I was like, whew, baby, this list is extensive. And I was like, okay, some of these things I feel like are doable right now. And it kind of clicked in my head. Like, there's a book called Atomic Habits. Basically, in Atomic Habits, the emphasis was on getting 1% better every day, and eventually you'll have 100%. When it comes to our dream self or your dream avatar, right? You might be looking at the entrepreneur who has been in business for 10 years. You're looking at the influencer who has 200K followers, who has been recording YouTube videos for years. You're looking at the person that's already a doctor, already a lawyer, when you haven't even started law school, or you haven't even, you know what I'm saying, picked up a camera, or you haven't even purchased your product to resell yet, right? And we can always find inspiration in other people. I'm here for it. But there's a huge gap when you are starting from 0 and trying to get to 100. Taking what Atomic Habits is about, that 1%, take that 1% in your daily life. So the first thing is to create a routine for your life. Emphasis on your life. Somebody may say, I wake up at 4 in the morning. That's great for them. What works for you? Somebody may say, oh, I go to the gym 5 times a week. That might not work for you. What do you want? Insert your name. What does want? Like, literally, I need you to create those journal entries because you'll be surprised. I was like, okay, my higher self, Amina in her dream life, she works out, she eats well, you know, she only surrounds herself with positive, creative people. She reads, I do yoga, I move my body, I go to the gym. The next thing that I believe really changed the game for me was getting a side hustle or a creative outlet. After being laid off, not once, but 2 times, I would be a fool to think that I can depend on any job. While I do have a job right now, I'm not getting comfortable. And also just having a creative outlet in general. I've always wanted to create videos. I've wanted to blog, create videos, meet people from all over the world, all different types of people, women, like from all walks of life. So why not do YouTube? And I urge you to really try to discover, like, what is your creative outlet? Is it sewing? Is it playing an instrument? Do you want to create a YouTube channel? At the beginning of this year, I had like 500 subscribers. As of right now, I believe I have 800, okay? People are here because they connect with me on some level. I've helped people somehow. I've had people DM me. I've had people ask me for help to move, and I have a relocation service now. I have an advice service now. I just didn't even think this would be a thing. I just wanted to create videos. I still obviously want to create videos, but it's kind of like You don't know what will come from you tapping into your creative passion. Like, someone wants to see your art, someone wants to hear you talk, someone doesn't know how to do their hair or their makeup, or like someone also wants to hear your journey about how you're trying to become your best self, or how you moved, or you know, how you got out of a toxic relationship. Whatever the case is, with me just going to my 9 to 5 day in, day out, I started to become a robot, like on autopilot. But now to be creating videos, just in general, figuring out like things that I like to do for once. So the next thing would be to be present. Being present to me means that I'm just focused on what's happening right here, right now. I'm going to take in all moments. Life is short, okay? You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. So let me tell you, this is something that I'm still learning to get out of, but in general, always being in a rush. I feel like it's something I've been conditioned into. It's just like, okay, if I go to the coffee shop, right? I'm in and I'm like, hello, and then I start ordering, da 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 da. Now I'm like savoring the moment. Like, I go in, depending on the vibes, I'm like, you know, hey, good morning, how are you? Or if I'm walking and I'm outside, instead of just trying to like, okay, I'm trying to get my steps in, because, you know, cardio, whatever, I'm actually looking into the sky. I'm seeing the freaking birds coming out of the nest because, you know, now it's warming up. But literally trying to be as present as possible and taking every day as a new day has really like just changed my perspective. Sometimes, yes, we're going to get into our stories, right? You may think about what your boss said, your girlfriend said, your boyfriend said, or whatever. We're human. But I urge you to try to remain in the present, in the here, in the now. Things will sort themselves out. Things will work out, okay? You're not in the past, you're not in the future. Just be like right here. Create a sleep schedule that works for your body. I need 8 hours of sleep, okay? Your girl needs to sleep. I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, I'm grumpy. I'm the meanest person you ever meet, like, period. You may be able to function off of 5, but I'll put a couple of stats here on the screen just in general when it comes to sleep. But I do feel like a lot of the times, depending on your job, depending on your situation, you cannot help it. But majority of us can help it. If you're up scrolling on Instagram at 1 a.m. in the morning, when you know you should be asleep for work at 8, it's kind of like, what's going on? A lot of us say we have insomnia, but literally that screen will mess you up. 1, 2, just the addiction to social media in general. Take advantage of your iPhone. We pay all this money for the iPhone. The iPhone has a wind down feature, and basically that feature kind of like shuts your phone off at a specific time until the time that you input, right? Put time limits on your social media apps, but it's just so important for us to get adequate rest if you can help it. Now, if you work in a profession that does not allow that, completely understandable. But you know who you are when I say this, because I used to be like that. I thought I suffered from insomnia. No, I just suffered from phone addiction and literally not being organized and intentional with my sleep schedule. The next thing I have is to prep the night before, okay? Prep the night before, and I mean laying your gym clothes out. If you have to put your gym clothes by your bed, your sneakers, your outfits, all of that, do it, okay? Ironing your work clothes, prepping your meals ahead of time for you, for your kids, or whatever your situation is. Prepping the night before saves you so much time. You can legit sleep in until 6:30, just as an example. Think about this. If you had your gym clothes laid out, if you had your work clothes ironed, if you had overnight oats going, or you had everything set up and prepped for breakfast, you can sleep in an extra 30 minutes. Use the night to get yourself in order for the next day. Plan, write in your journal. Writing in my journal has been a freaking game changer. I'm not waking up like, okay, what I gotta do before I clock into my job? Like, no, I'm like, hey, today is gym day. Okay, hey, today is working on content. Hey, today is just reading. Hey, today I'm going to sleep in until 6:30. I'm gonna get up, get ready, meditate, get ready for work, log in at 8. You know what I'm saying? Like literally planning your day the night before, game changer. And like, I promise you, just come back and let me know. Hold on really quick. If you like this video so far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm to let it know that this video is a vibe. What are some things that you are currently working on to improve yourself, or what are some things you think you need to work on? If there is an entrepreneur, if there is a content creator, or just a professional that you follow, you admire, if they have a book, if they have a podcast, tap all the way in. I feel like for me, I didn't have mentors for the longest time. And a mentor doesn't have to be somebody that you're in person with, that you're sitting with one-on-one. It can be, but another way to get mentored or to gain the knowledge is by reading the material of the people that we admire. Wake up early. I was not a morning person, still not a morning person, but it's crucial and it's necessary. Let me tell you, I used to sleep in, sun out, people did their routine, gone grocery shopping, gone to brunch, whatever. Obviously this is the weekends, because when I was working, I had to tap all the way in. I had to be at work for a specific time. But I'm talking about the weekends and the off days that I had. I did not utilize the day. And you know, a lot of that was disguised in procrastination, anxiety, just not feeling the day, not feeling my life in that moment. But it's kind of like, I realized if I wanted to create change, I had to utilize every bit of time to take these small steps to get to my goal. And it's kind of like now, I don't know what I was doing. So the top 1%, and this is a stat, I'll probably put it somewhere on the screen, but the top 1% of people, these are the billionaires, the trillionaires. And I know it's kind of a contradiction in regards to that first topic we talked about, but you have to figure out what works for you. And if you work at 8 a.m. and you leave your house 7:30, you should not be waking up at 7. You need to be waking up at 6, working on that side hustle, moving your body, just meditating, you know, making a good meal for your lunch or your breakfast, or making your coffee, actually taking time, being present, as opposed to waking up and being a robot, just getting right into a routine. I don't know. I'm so passionate about that aspect of things because I didn't realize how much time I wasted. And this is not to, you know, push the whole hyper productivity hustle culture, but a fact is a fact. Like literally, you wake up an hour earlier, you can go move your body, you can journal, you can do research on your side hustle or side business, you can create a video. You know, right now it's 10:40. I'm tired as hell. I literally got off of work, got ready, ate, and I'm right here making this video, right? But that's because I want to share this information because I think it's important. Like literally waking up early has helped me so much, and it's just important. But you have to find what works for you. It may not be 4, it may not be 5, it might be 6 a.m. We just have to make the time. The next thing I have here is to journal, read, and meditate. Now, all of these may not be for everybody, but let me break it down to you, right? When you have a lot of thoughts in your mind, putting it on paper, writing a journal entry, reading it back, I have dialogue with myself after I reread, because some things are not that serious. Some things I realize, okay, I need to work on this, or some things I'm just like, this is out of my control, I gotta let it be. You know what I'm saying? So I really just love journaling. I don't do it all the time, only when I feel called to. And of course, the obvious, recording your wins, recording your losses, recording the things that you want to change in your journal. Like that's how this whole list came about. It was me creating a journal entry talking about my dream self and what are the things I can do right now. And I was only able to see that because I wrote that out on paper. You can't just think about change. You have to plan it, put it on paper, look at it, dissect it. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm scolding y'all. I am, because like I'm passionate about this, okay? Like we're glowing up. It's time. It's your time. Fuel yourself with knowledge. If you're in an environment that's not the best, right? We've all been there. in some shape or form, or maybe not. Maybe you're one of the select few and that's great, but being in an environment where you want to learn something and there's no way to go to a class or pay for a course or whatever, you can listen to an audiobook, you can watch a YouTube video, you can listen to a YouTube video, listen to a podcast. You know, reading doesn't have to be a physical book, but giving yourself that knowledge daily puts you in the vibe that you are becoming closer to your dream self. Meditation, quieten your mind. I keep forgetting to do this, but I'm going to link some of my favorite meditations down below. Literally, meditation for limited beliefs, meditation for finding love, meditation for confidence, meditation and affirmations for creativity, for finding your purpose, for healing, like literally all on YouTube, all free.com. Say affirmations to yourself. I am strong, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am patient, I attract money. Money comes to me easily, effortlessly, without fail. I have amazing friendships. I have a loving partner. I am a loving person. Like, I forgive myself and others. Like, literally these affirmations, you sit, you tell yourself that. When you really get into a space where you think for real, you realize things ain't so bad after all. Like, I mean, things can be better, but like, okay, cool, what's in my control? That's like my mantra right now. Like, what is in my control? If something's in my control, I'm going to work around it. If it involves other people, if I see that there's a resistance, if I see that the universe is like, no girl, then it's no girl. And like, that's it. Go to the gym, move your body. I know I talk about this all the time, but baby, I feel so good. And I know the results are going to come. The results are going to come. Sometimes the vibes, I have lazy vibes, okay? I'm not perfect. But when I do get in the gym, when I do take that walk, when I at least stretch, I feel so good, just releasing. Like, that's how I release the stress. You may only be able to go 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. That's fine. Do what works for you, but do something. I'm still on my wellness journey, obviously. I'm brand spanking new in it. I wake up and I'm like, yo, I'm a gym girly. Now I wake up, first thing I do, I go in the bathroom, I put on my gym clothes. Put on my gym clothes, there's no excuse. The clothes are on, it's time to go. Set alarms, set timers for everything. Utilize Google Calendar, utilize your iPhone. Like, literally, I've put time blocks and time limits on everything. I talked about this at some point in the video, like the wind down thing. So when it hits 9:30, 10 o'clock, my phone has wind down. There's certain apps I can't get into. Like, you have to make it hard for yourself. You have to treat yourself like a project. You know how you operate. You have to set those barriers. If you don't want to be eating a specific thing, don't buy it. If you know you only want to be on an app for an hour, set the timer, but be disciplined enough to stick to that, because you can just hit dismiss, but like, no, we're not doing that, okay? And like I mentioned, utilize Google Calendar. It's for free. Plan everything out. Set alarms, set time blocks. And this is something I haven't completely mastered. If you're going to, I don't know, do laundry, clean up, set your timer for 30 minutes, set your timer for an hour. After that's done, you wrap things up, you move on to your next task. We set an alarm to wake up. Maybe we set an alarm to go to bed, but you can set an alarm like, hey, need to pay my bill. Hey, need to write a script for my video. Google Calendar everything out, especially if you work a 9 to 5 where, like, legit, you get home 5, 6 o'clock, you're tired, you're over it. I completely understand. But if you say, hey, I'm going to have a 6 to 9 or 6 to 8, what are you going to do in that hour, 2 hours that's going to get you closer to becoming a better you? If you have a side hustle that you want to be your main source of income, you have to treat it like your 9 to 5. You need to have a 6 to 7 or a 7 to 8. What little things can you do to get towards your end goal? Like, you have to constantly remember that, but you also need to utilize the tools that we have. Like, we have free tools, honey. Realize that at some point you could research, you can watch videos like this one, you could read. Listen, you can do all the things, right? While information and knowledge is good, you need to take action. I had to hit rock bottom to realize that I am not taking action, or these things are happening because there's a flaw in my mindset. I don't think I deserve certain things. I don't think I am capable of moving. I don't think that I deserve amazing friendships and just all around love and whatever else at that point in time, right? I just didn't think I deserved all the things. And the difference between, I always say this, but the difference between where you are right now, where I am right now, and our dream life, or getting to a better place in general, is our mindset. Is actually realizing, oh shoot, I have a lack mindset, or hey, there's certain things that I need to change, or I have certain blockages around money or around love, or whatever the case is. I have a 5-step guide as to how to create an abundance mindset. Download that, read that, internalize that, and see if you are in an abundant mindset or if you still have a lack mindset. Like, it's okay, we've all been there. I have been there. I still have like certain defaults that I'm trying to unlearn. I feel guilty for going and buying a cup of coffee because that's like wasteful. I was conditioned to think that simple pleasures or getting your nails done, that was only on special occasions. Like, I was told that growing up, and it's nothing against like my caretakers, parents, and all of that. Just in general, they came from a different time, a different mindset. But it's like, no, if I want to get my nails done, I'm going to go get my nails done once it's feasible, right? Like, I don't have to wait for a special occasion to do certain things. But I didn't realize I was living in a lack mindset, and unfortunately that's my default because that was like my conditioning. Download the guide if you want to talk one-on-one. I'm going to be putting a few more services up. That's the end of today's video. Don't be shy, let's vibe. Like, comment, and subscribe like I said before. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like videos like this, we talk all about self-improvement, adulting, lifestyle. I'm even going to start vlogging, documenting a little bit about my life. Yeah, I hope you all found this chat helpful. Until next time.